A diet works. I'll say any diet will work. If you lower your calorie intake, you're going to lose weight. If you lower your calorie intake and exercise, you're going to lose weight, right? Well, let's just say that all of a sudden the diet's been working. You've lost your 20 pounds, right? Because we've all been through this, right? You lost your 20 pounds. And then you stop doing the very things that helped you lose your 20 pounds. What's going to happen to you? It comes back up, right? And then diets don't work. They're all scams. Diets don't work. That's just a bunch of hooey. I tried that one and that one and that one and that one and that. They don't work. They did work, right? The reason they stopped working is because we stopped working them, right? We stopped following through with whatever the process was. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, spiritually speaking, it's exactly the same way. Our relationship with God is exactly the same way. That area that God wants to heal and restore in you is exactly the same way. That when we're walking the way God called us to walk, He will continue to carry out His promise to heal us and make us whole and restore us. Those storms are going to rage, right? The winds are going to come in. There'll be tough days. Your kids will make bad decisions, or your spouse, or your work, or your whatever. Things are going to happen, right? That's life. That's not good and evil. That's life. You know, just because you wake up with a flat tire does not mean Satan's trying to sabotage you. You know? It may be an opportunity for Satan to stir up your flesh and make you act like a fool. But he didn't go out and give you a flat tire just so you'd lose your mind. So all of a sudden, we've seen God do all these things. And then we don't see it happening. My promise to you is it goes back, not to God, but to the place where you stop falling through. The place where what you used to put a value on, you stopped valuing. The thing you used to protect, you stopped protecting. That you started going back into situations, places, things, attitudes, whatever, that you know you shouldn't be involved in. Always. So let me take this and let's go back to Isaiah chapter 55 from last week. And I don't have time all together, but you'll see how these passages come, they're parallel almost. Isaiah 55 verse 1. I talked about this last week, so now I'm just kind of using it as a wrap up. Come all who are thirsty. Do you want to be well? That's what that is. Come, if you're thirsty, you come. You want to be well? And it says, you know, why are you doing these things that they're not satisfying you? You spend your money and your labor on things that don't satisfy you. That's the whole point of the Isaiah 55 passage, right? And he says, in the same passage in John chapter 7, verse 38 and 39, is that come to me, you're thirsty, come to me, and I'll give you drink, and you'll never thirst again. You ready? Come to me, I want to make you whole, and you're never going to thirst again. I'm not thirsty, I'm not thirsty, I'm not thirsty. All of a sudden, I stop following through with my area of obedience, and I start getting thirsty again. I start getting dry again. I start getting, in my flesh again. I start making bad choices again. I start feeling empty again. I start feeling far from God again. Whatever the word is, I start feeling this thing again. I'm still a moral person. I'm still doing good things. I'm not doing anything wrong. I look at my life, well, what am I doing wrong? I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. You may not be doing anything wrong from our perspective. But it's just the thing that God asked of you. What did God ask of you? And maybe it's not a thing. Like in my case, it's not so much I have to do a certain thing or God that's not like that. But if I stop being the leader that God called me to be, if I shrink back, if I stop learning and developing and growing and risking and all that kind of stuff, the moment I stop being who God called me to be, it's not so much a thing I have to do or not do, but the thing, I stopped doing what God called me to be, the person He called me to be, then I stopped seeing the activity of God in my life. God did not say, I will bless you if you'll stay in a safe place. That's not what He said to me. That's my personal thing with God. My thing back to God is, God, I'll keep walking on that stage as long as you keep talking. You stop talking, I'm done. That's my deal back toward God. Now, I don't know what your thing is, but I'm just letting you understand that if you're thirsty, if you've been thirsty, God has something he wants to give you. He wants to renew his spirit in you in such a way to replenish you and restore you that you will never, ever, ever, ever thirst again. But for that to happen, you've got to continue to walk in the things he's asked you to walk in. When you get comfortable with yourself and you don't want to risk anymore, when you get happy with where you are and you don't want to take another chance, when you finally get that place you don't want to stretch yourself or you don't want to sacrifice, that's when you're going to fail.